Bogo. Bogo.
I'm Michele Rosewoman. I really can't help but share this excitement about how we intend to celebrate our 30th anniversary. And with your help, it's going to happen. I want to show you why this project should and needs to happen. I just want to thank you right up front for taking the time to be here and giving me this opportunity to share some information with you about my new Yor-Uba ensemble and this special moment in our history. Across these 30 years, there's been some serious evolution, and the CD will represent the very new chapter that this is in our extensive history. It'll reflect our work across the last 3 decades and simultaneously capture the spirit of where we are today. Having the right musicians in this ensemble is really important because of the nature of the music. A lot of great musicians have played with us through the years, and this time will be no exception. But this time I feel like I have something I've never had, a certain affinity and balance that will allow me to manifest music in the most successful way possible. 30 years ago, New Yor-Uba, a musical celebration of Cuba in America, featuring Orlando Puntilla Rios, debuted at the Public Theater in New York. The music integrated horns and a rhythm section with the core of masters of Cuban folkloric music, a really incredible group of musicians from both the world of contemporary jazz and Cuban folklore. Within months of our debut, we toured Europe performing at major jazz festivals, and through the years we performed throughout the U.S. As a pianist, I came up in Oakland learning jazz traditions, and eventually I found myself interested in extended forms. When I started playing congas in my teens, I went straight into Cuban traditional music. This is really when my musical path was born, although I didn't realize it at the time. And I didn't know anybody else who was into these same realms of music. When I moved to New York in 1978, these two worlds were still very separate. But for me, they were becoming one as I started to hear the sacred folklore in a contemporary jazz setting, literally in my dreams. I met Orlando Puntilla Rios in 1980 when he first came here from Cuba. He seemed to understand where I was heading musically and invited me into his world, which was really a great honor. The way I was playing and the music I was writing was already permeated with Cuban rhythmic traditions, and it was really natural and organic for me to embellish my original material. When Pedro Martinez arrived here in 1996 from Cuba, he immediately became a member of the ensemble, and having them both in the group during that period was a great time in our history. After Puntilla's passing in 2008, Ibaí, Pedro became the featured member of the ensemble.
Con Michele Rosewoman una experiencia incomparable y una experiencia muy chévere, producto de que ella ha sido una de las pocas personas que ha seguido llevando el legado de la música afrocubana en alto.
Pedro and the rest of the musical ensemble bring a new and dynamic energy to the new Yor-Uba.
A nuestras manos llegó el trabajo de New Yor-Uba.
el cual nos impresionó mucho y nos dio la esperanza de poder trabajar en este magnífico proyecto.
As you can imagine, recording and releasing the CD is an expensive endeavor. Costs for paying these great musicians, studio time, mixing, mastering, distribution, marketing, they really add up. So we're turning to our friends, fans, and aficionados of these musical genres to help us make this a reality with your love and with your support.
Really proud to support this project. It's a seminal piece, it's brilliant, and it's breakthrough. Her work is not just fusion, it's not like anything you've heard before. There's an authenticity, there's a vibrancy, there's urgency, there's command of her art form.
We plan to make great use of the funds that we raise here, and I can promise you that the recording will be of the highest production quality and creative outcome, and that I will be proud and extremely honored when it's time to share the results of it with you. The fact that you've taken the time to take all this in and are considering supporting the project means a lot to me, and I just want to say thank you so very much.